I am so excited. Guys, excuse the state of me, but it's the weekend. Look what I've got. My daughter got me a gift. I'm now going to be able to print fine art prints, cards, stickers, loads of stuff. Can you believe that? I've opened the box, but I haven't taken it out. I'm so excited. It's ridiculous. Been sitting there watching the delivery to see where he was. And we got loads of lots of spare inks with it. And I'll show you properly in a minute. I'm going to get it out and I'm going to have a play and show you what I've got. She even got me extra ink. Wow. Shall I take it out? So basically, I was telling my daughter about my plans for the channel and things. I said, as soon as I get monetised, I want to save and get a fine art printer so that I can print some stuff, cut some costs and print some bits and pieces at home. And she was asking me loads of questions about it, and this is the result. She purchased it for me, bless her. So thank you, Shanice. I love you. I'm going to open it now. So I've taken all the bits and pieces out, and then I thought I'm going to hit record. And I know I'm a mess. It's the weekend, and do you know what? The UK is so warm. It's been raining all day, but it is just so warm. I've got windows open. I'm so hot. I'm a lady of a certain age as well, so I'm extra warm. This is going to make me even warmer because this is heavy. But I'm going to get on with it. You can watch, and I hopefully will be able to get it set up. CD in there and some instructions. This is the XP 970, and it says here you can print, you can copy, you can scan. So obviously it's Wi-Fi, auto two-sided print, so it does two sides at the same time, multi-paper input, mobile printing, touch screen, CD, DVD print, memory card. So yeah, all this. Let's get the scissors out. Also, once I found out what she had done, is I got myself some different papers. I already had some photo paper in here, but I'll show you in a minute what I've got. And I'll do some prints, hopefully, because I've got some set up from when we last had some printed, outsourced printed, which is quite costly even for little print. So, lots of bits of tape. All right, needs all the plastic, but here we go. That's the scanner. You see that? It's got like a hinged lid. That's to hold the whatever you're scanning flatter. So let's see. So we've got bits and pieces in here. I probably should read the instructions really. So it's got 3 drawers as far as I know. This is one, which you can't see, I don't think. I've got you balanced up on my water filter at the moment, so I hope you don't fall down. Oh, plastic, sticky tape. Okay, so that's one of the trays. more sticky tape. I'm presuming that's the paper tray there. I hope so, because I've just pulled it out. How do I get this one off then? That's for the memory card. What's this one? Let's leave that open a minute. There has to be a way to get this paper. There we go. Because I know the minute I open the instructions, it's going to say remove the blue tape. There we go. No rubbish. This is the last bit of blue tape. Do not dispose of this pad. Attach it when transporting. Okay. That's the pad. Little piece of like poly sponge. Okay. I'll keep it. Stick it in there with the instructions after. Okay, is that all the tape? I think that's all the tape out. So that's where the ink's going there. That's the scanner. Right, I'm going to have a cup of coffee and I'm going to have a quick read of the instructions, load it up with some ink, turn it on and see what happens. I will show you quickly actually the paper that I got. So I've already got some glossy photo papers. I've already got some sticker paper, some, you know, vinyl sticker paper. There's the plug. So I purchased some of these, which are, this is Kodak fine art paper, premium matte photo inkjet paper. That was quite cheap, so got some of those. And I was reading good things about this one. This is double-sided matte photo paper. It's quite a thick one. It's 230 GSM. Brilliant colour, instant dry, machine compatible. All inkjet printers. That was fairly inexpensive for 100 sheets. So I'll be interested to see what that's like. It might be good for business cards and things like that. Now, this is the one I'm really interested in because this printer does A3. So, in order to test that out, I got some of this. Artist Canvas. It's real cotton, A3, 340 GSM, 10 sheets. That wasn't so cheap, but it's still cheaper than outsourcing it. So, I'll be really, really interested to see how that prints some of my paintings. So yeah, it's all exciting. So that's the papers I've got. So I'm going to grab a coffee, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to have a read of the instructions because I'm a lady. Men don't read instructions, but ladies do. I'm going to have a good read. I'll come back to you once I've plugged it all in and I've got the inks in and everything else. I'll come back and show you. I am in the house. I am going to try and print an A3 borderless fine art print on this canvas paper that I got. So let's see how it goes. Now it says to print on the white side. So that will be that side. And I'm presuming it is that side out. Try that again. It's as far as it's going to go. Cross your fingers and hope for the best. Oh, that's not so good, is it? Let's wait until instructed to load paper. Oh, the printer wasn't ready. Please place one sheet of paper in the rear feed slot. How to? Open rear paper feed slot cover, then slide the paper support all the way out. My goodness, my eyes. And tilt it back. Done that. Load a single sheet of paper with the printable side face up and insert until it stops. Okay. Slide the edge guides to the edges of the paper. Okay. So we were right. It's just a bit, that's a bit too fast. So, let's try that again. Slide the edge guides to the edges of the paper. Okay, right. Fingers crossed again. Paper is inserted too far. Paper was inserted too far. And try again. Okay. Try again. Take 3. Oh, this sounds promising. Now I did select borderless. So we'll see what happens. Can you guess who it's going to be? It's doing borderless. Here he comes. Postman. It's definitely done borderless. Just going to leave it for a minute to make sure it's dry. I'm going to take you out into the studio and show you the other samples that I printed on the different papers. Hi guys, I'm back in the studio and I just wanted to quickly show you what I've managed to do with the printer so far. I haven't had a long time to play with it, to be honest. The night that I got it, the first part of this video that I recorded, it took me so long, honestly, to set the thing up that it was quite late. I lost the light and all enthusiasm for living. But got there in the end. But just to show you exactly what happened. Unboxing, fine. I put the inks in, it was all fine. Turned it on, it was okay. I put a picture in, I scanned it on the front of the printer and did a copy, and it was fine. The issue came when I tried to connect my laptop to the printer. That's when the nightmare began, and after about 3 hours I just thought, no, I'm going to give up. Anyway, so when I first went through the computer, it did all the normal things that computers do, you know. It printed me out these lovely little squares, and I had to go through each one on the printer settings and mark which one was the best to align the cartridges and everything. It then printed me out a load of details about the computer and sent something to Japan, to Epson, and yeah, lots of trees died in the making of this video. I'm joking, I will recycle the paper. Anyway, getting back to the printer and its capabilities. The first one that I did, like I said, I put one of my pictures in and a scan of it, just onto everyday, really cheap printer paper. And this was the result of that one. So, I mean, it printed quite well for a basic, you know, just everyday print on printing paper. I was quite pleased with that. That was a pastel that I did a little while ago, and it's picked all the details up, so I can't complain, you know. I was quite pleased with that one. So I thought, right, okay, let's, once I got it up and running, because I did eventually get it up and running. The issue that I've got now is I've got my laptop's connected to it by the one. Let me start that again. Once I downloaded everything, and I've been on the Epson website and downloaded every driver that ever existed for this printer, I can now print from my laptop to the printer via wireless. What I can't do is scan something and then send it to my computer. So that's the issue. I think I can get around that with memory cards and things like that. Like I said, I haven't had a long play with it, so I'm sure I will work it out in the end. I'm not too bad with technology. So anyway, I thought, right, let's give it a proper test. So I put in my, this is a Polychromos pencil drawing of Neytiri that I did a few years back now. There she is. This is the original. Okay, and this is a copy, photocopy, on ordinary printer paper. So that's what it came out like. Okay, there's the original, and that's the what is essentially a photocopy of that. Okay, I'm being careful not to knock my microphone because I know it can make a horrendous noise. Okay, so then I did a scan of the original and printed that out onto printer paper. So that was the result of that. So there's the original and there's the scan. Okay, so that was just basic, you know, printing. Then I decided to try the different papers that I bought. So this one is the fine art photo paper. Now, excuse the printing on the bottom of it, but I didn't want to waste any more paper than I had already. This is the Kodak fine art photo paper. So there's the original, and that's the Kodak fine art paper. And I think you can see that's pretty good. Certainly picked up all the details. I think that that one was probably the better of the copies. I think her hair was a bit too dark. I think that was the main issue with that. Okay, and then lastly for this one, I tried the double-sided matte paper. Now that was a surprise because I thought, if anything, the fine art paper would be better than anything else. So here's the original, and here is the double-sided matte. So as you can see, you know, really clear. A bit contrast and things, you know, need adjusting. I've not had any time to play with the settings, but straight out the box, that's what it did. So yeah, I was quite impressed. And I really like the matte, the feel of the matte paper. It's really nice. Anyway, that was a pencil drawing, because I wanted to try all of them, of course, like you do. I mean, I work in many mediums, so, and I thought, what's the point in not trying them, you know? So when I first started doing pastels a little while ago and fell in love with them, the first thing that I ever tried on my Clairefontaine pastel mat, which was really precious to me at the time, this is my first real pastel drawing. So we did a little eye study, and I did a leopard eyes and a human eye. And I think you can see why I fell in love with pastels, because I just absolutely loved the way that these came out. For a little, you know, experiment playing with a new medium, I was really pleased. So yeah, that's my first ever pastel drawing. And I thought, well, I wonder how that's going to stand, because, you know, pastel is a little bit temperamental for framing and this sort of thing. I thought, oh gosh, I didn't even know if I wanted to put it in the scanner, to be honest, but I did. And I did two copies. So I did one on the, now bearing in mind, I think that the double-sided matte was quite good with the pencil drawing. I did one on the double-sided matte, and it's a little bit larger than the original, so this is the original. And I did it on a white background, and hopefully you can see it's picked up all the detail there. And yeah, I was quite surprised. I don't think it was as crisp as the pencil drawing came out on that paper. So yeah, so that was that one. That's the double. No, that was the fine art paper. I'm sorry, I do apologise. That's the fine art paper. Okay, that's the fine art paper. And this is the double-sided matte paper. And I think you can see it's a lot crisper than the fine art paper. Let me show you both. So this is the fine art paper, and this is the double-sided matte. And I think that the double-sided matte is a lot crisper. Okay, so that's that. I was really pleased with how that came out. And the other medium, of course, that I've only recently started to dabble in is oil paint. I'll tell you what I didn't do actually, I didn't do an acrylic. I'll have to try an acrylic and see, but I didn't do one. So this is my owat. Half owl, half cat. And that was my first dabble into oil paints on oil paper, a pad that I picked up. It's just messing around really, but he's cute, isn't he? So that was the original, and on the double-sided matte paper I was quite surprised because I haven't changed any colour settings or anything in the printer. So this is what happened. Is the original, and that's the double-sided matte. Now I think it's quite clear to see that this is a completely different colour. So yeah, that was quite a surprise. I don't know why it did it. I haven't changed any settings. I've been doing it exactly the same as the previous pictures. So that's the double-sided matte, and this one is the fine art paper. Now that's definitely more of a match for the blue-greeny colour, but the actual picture itself is quite different. You see? So yeah, it's really different, isn't it? So yeah, there's lots of obviously lots of settings I've got to play with. And last but not least, which is what you saw me doing earlier, is I needed to try out the A3 capabilities, because that's what I wanted it for at the end of the day. Borderless A3 canvas prints. So I thought, what better way to give it a try than my lovely Mr. Stag. And it's clear to see that it's cropped it wrong, because I didn't take it into any editing software, and it has cropped it wrong. But can you see? And this is literally fabric. It's canvas fabric, and that printed absolutely beautifully. I'm so pleased. I mean, obviously, if I, you know, mess about with the settings, I'm going to play about with the contrast and saturation maybe a little bit. I don't want to change anything on the actual picture, but I was so pleased with the details in the fur, you know. And you could, I mean, I'll be selling these unframed. The bonus, of course, being that to post them, you can put them in a ball envelope, or you can just roll them up and stick them in a tube. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the cheapest option. But, you know, you worry so much about framing pastel work. It's got to go behind glass and it smudges very easy. Obviously, I don't use fixative with it, so there are dangers with it. So the fact that I can get an absolute copy, borderless, in A3 and get that much detail on it, I am so chuffed. Honestly, I couldn't be more happy. And I'm going to have a bit more of a play with it. I'd like to do a watercolour, and obviously I want to do an acrylic, because I do work in acrylics. So yeah, I wanted to just do this quick video. If anyone's thinking about buying an art printer, obviously the whole reason that I moved into the garden is because we didn't have a lot of room in the house. It's fine for us, but we haven't got a lot of room for anything else. We need more storage. Shelves. And we've actually gone as far as purchasing some, but they're not actually on the wall yet. We'll see. You'll watch this video and it'll do it now. But yeah, storage is always an issue, isn't it? But the printer, initially I wanted it to come out here, and it could come out here, to be fair. I could make space for it possibly on the top there. But on reading the very small amount of instructions that did come with the printer, was more about maintenance and things like that. It did say not to have it in varying temperatures and humidities and things like that, and I just thought, I think I'll keep it in the house. I mean, all my printing papers are in the house anyway, so what I'll be doing possibly is printing off all my pictures and then bringing them out here and packing them up. I also want to do some business packaging, so business cards and little thank you cards and things like that. Maybe I'll make a video when I do that. So that'd be fun, designing them. Yeah, that's it really for today. It was a bit of an impromptu video. I say my daughter surprised me, bless her, with the printer, and much appreciated, really is. And I'm looking forward to having a play with it. We will be back soon on the next video. Do you know, I'd like to do some watercolour really, but I don't know. Let me know. Let me know down in the comments what you would like to see. What medium, what subject. I have had a little idea actually. I had a little idea earlier and I was thinking it might help people with artist block, to overcome their artist block. I'll get back to you on that. But anyway, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!